This Hawk tutorial video will cover how to create animal groups and dosing regimes for extraction of a multi-generational animal bioassay study included in an assessment. This is the second step in the process of extracting animal bioassay study data and can only be completed after an experiment has been created for the study. From the assessment study list, click on the short citation of the study of interest. On the study details summary page, click on the experiment to which you would like to add an animal group and dosing regime. This will bring you to the experiment summary page. Choose Create New from the Actions menu under the Animal Group Editing subheading. Animal group information and a dosing regime are added on this page. First, the animal information and dosing details for the exposed generation must be added, even if no outcomes were measured for this generation. All fields with an asterisk are required and must be populated in order to save. Enter the name of the exposed animal group. In this example, the exposed animal group is the parental or P0 group, and developmental effects are measured in offspring or F1 generation. Choose the species of the animal from the drop-down list. Once you enter a species, an appropriate list of strains will populate in the Strain drop-down menu. Choose the strain and sex of the animals. If the species or strain is not included in Hawk's current drop-down lists, it can be added. To add a species or strain, click the appropriate blue Add button. To add a species, enter the species name to be added. To add a strain, choose the species under which the strain should be listed and add the strain name. Click Create to submit the addition. The web page must be refreshed to view the new options in the drop-down lists. Please note that once a species-strain combination is added to Hawk, it cannot be deleted. Use this option only when necessary. Optional fields include animal source, life stage exposed, life stage assessed, observation duration in days, and description. Enter additional animal information in the appropriate fields. For a multi-generational study, the generation must be specified. Hawk defaults to parent generation, P0. Change this option if appropriate, and, if applicable, select the parents in the subsequent field by clicking and highlighting the relevant option. In this example, for a P0 generation, no options are available. Next, create a new dosing regime. Each dosing regime represents a single protocol for how the animal group was exposed. Select a route of exposure from the drop-down list. Enter the number of dose groups. This will inform the number of dose groups added below. By default, Hawk populates unknown for the positive control and not reported for the negative control. Change these selections as needed. Optional fields include exposure duration in days, exposure duration text, and description. Enter additional dose regime details in the appropriate fields. Enter the dose units and doses for each dose group. If the dose unit from the study is not included in Hawk's current drop-down list, it can be added by clicking the small blue Add button to the right of the Add New Representation button. Enter the dose units to be added and click Create to submit the addition. The web page must be refreshed to view the new option in the drop-down list. Please note that once a dose unit is added to Hawk, it cannot be deleted. Use this option only when necessary. Doses in multiple dose units or metrics can be represented. Click the Add New Representation button to add additional dose units and dose levels. Click Save to submit the changes. After saving, the animal group summary page is displayed. Now the next generation must be created. To add this new animal group within the same experiment, in this example, the offspring of the P0 females, complete the same process used for creating the P0 animal group. Alternatively, the Copy from Existing option in the Actions menu on the experiment summary page allows you to use an existing animal group as a template. Select the animal group to copy and click the Copy Selected as New button to complete the action. Enter the name of the animal group and choose the species, strain, and sex of the animals as done for the previous generation. Enter additional animal information in the appropriate optional fields. Specify the generation. Select the parents in the subsequent field by clicking on and highlighting the relevant option. In this example, the P0 females are the parent generation. Next, define the dosing regime. For a multi-generational experiment, it is possible that only a previous generation was exposed, and a new dosing regime is not necessary. In these cases, specify the existing dosing regime of the parents or other ancestors. For a multi-generational experiment in which the offspring were also exposed, set up a new dosing regime and, if applicable, acknowledge parental or other ancestral exposure in the description field. After defining the dosing regime, click Save to submit the changes. After saving, the animal group summary page is displayed. To update the animal group or dosing regime information at any time, choose Update from the Actions menu under the Animal Group Editing subheading or Dosing Regime Editing subheading. For more information and for more Hawk tutorial videos, visit hawkproject.org.